Good week of preparation so far. One more practice to go today, walk through tomorrow. Looking forward to another opportunity to play here at our home stadium and continue to play, hopefully, our best ball here at home. And we'll continue to try to do that on Saturday night, 8 p.m. Hopefully our crowd will even be better than it was last week. And I saw that we had the highest attendance of any school in the West Coast at their game. So that was pretty cool. I think we had 67,000 tickets out or attendance. So that's amazing. And I hope to have the same or higher this week. And hopefully we can do that because we'll go a few weeks before we come back home. Looking forward to playing a good opponent. They were 11-3 last year. They're a good team. They're 1-0 this year because of a game being canceled with, I think, 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter due to a lightning situation. But they were on top in that game on the road against a good Mercer team that is also highly ranked. This is a very highly ranked team in FCS and a team that's won a lot of games. Certainly since Coach Plow's been there. They're, been, I think, 12-3 now, 13-3 really, or 12-3, I should say. And, give them a lot of credit for what they do offensively, what they do defensively, what they do in the kicking game. They do a really nice job. They're really well coached. They got really good players. They got a really good quarterback. They've got an FCS All-American. Their safety, Connors, number 4, is really good. And his brother is really good. So both Connors' brothers, linebacker and safety, do a really, really good job there. So we got to play really well. We got to play really well on Saturday, and that's our goal, to go out there and see if we can play better than we did last Saturday night. And then hopefully continue playing at a real high level at home.
You mentioned their quarterback seemed to have settled in the second half of that game. What were some of the things you saw that he did well last week?
Yeah, I saw him play the first week as well when we were that week 0 game. And, they went up 21-0, I believe it was, in the first half of the game against Mercer. And then they go down 17-0 in the first half or so against Utah Tech. But you watch him play, and I saw really a similar guy that he is a dual threat quarterback that can both win games and win drives with his feet as well as his arm. He's an accurate passer. He's made some, that first game of the season was his first start. And, he can make some good throws. He can make some back shoulder throws. He can make a good deep ball throw. There was a play that I saw where I thought for sure he was going to get sacked, and he slid out of it and scored a touchdown. So altogether, this is a very talented kid, talented quarterback that has all the tools to be able to, continue to play at a high level. And we're going to have to keep him contained in the pocket. We're going to have really good coverage skills. They've got some receivers that can make some plays down the field. Saw a really good double move the other day, watching them play. So I think they got a chance and a lot of tools to score some points.
You mentioned looking for improvement. What specific areas would you like to see improvement on from last week?
Well, I'd like to see improvement in every area. First of all, I would like us not to have any self-inflicted wounds on offense when we have drives that are inside the 30-yard line. I would like us to score touchdowns on all of those. 2 of them, we didn't. One of them, we took a false start and then a sack and had to punt it. Another one, we fumbled the ball. So we can't have that, right? We can't allow that to happen. Defensively, we do not want to give up touchdown drives at the end of the half. That was frustrating. And we also want to be able to counterpunch, that not each time the offense scores, we don't want to let them also score. So there's a couple drives in there that defensively we have to ratchet it up, our intensity. I'd like to take the ball away more than once. And on special teams, we have to do a much better job in our kickoff coverage unit. We had 3 kickoffs that went for an average of 43 yards. The other ones were all good, but you can't have a 50-yard return You can't have a squib kick where they start on the plus side of the 50 or the 48-yard line, whatever it was, and you can't have a kick out of bounds. So if we can clean those three areas up in all three phases, then we'll have a much better day on Saturday night.
Do you have a timeline for Dyson now that you've had some time to kind of look at whatever it was that kept him?
I do not at this point, but he will not be playing this week.
How do you prepare for a quarterback who you haven't seen as many starts from, don't have as much film on?
Well, there's enough film now. There's 2 games. You know, he's talented. He's really talented, and I think their coach does a great job of scheme and putting him in a really good position. And they do a lot of cool stuff, and they do some stuff in the red zone that is really interesting. They do some things with this quarterback that allows to showcase his skill set. So we've really got to prepare for the gamut with this guy. You got to have to prepare for the deep throws. You're going to have to prepare for some out of the pocket throws, and then you also have to prepare for him as a runner, either a designed runner or scrambler.
How did Omari look this week? I think you said he practiced a little bit on Sunday. Is he going to be?
He looked okay, but still probably holding him out for another week.
You talked about their safety, Connors. He's versatile, kind of plays at all levels back there. What do you need to do to prepare for his skill set on offense?
Well, defensively, they do a really, really nice job of disrupting the receivers in space. So, you know, they like to jam the receivers. They're very physical. He's exceptionally physical, as is his brother. He's a really, really good tackler. He plays in the box. He plays high. He plays down low in the corner position. So he can kind of be in anywhere on the field. They can blitz him. They do blitz him. So he's somebody that, you know, is continuing to make plays, whether it was a first-team All-American last year or whether it was, I think, the Player of the Week this year or this week. This guy makes plays all over the field. Really, really impressive kid. Reminds me of watching Alex McLaughlin play when he was at NAU, that there was just constantly making play after play after play, and now he's starting for us.
Jedd, I know you had to prepare for an FCS opponent last year. Is there, I mean, especially when you talk about be a pro, is there just a thing that you have to reinforce against an FCS opponent, maybe against an FBS opponent or going on the road? Is there just different stresses involved?
Yeah, you know, for us, you know, we look at it as this, that we only get 12 opportunities to do this. And we don't define our schedule, and no one tells, you know, they tell us who we're playing and we play them. And we take the same approach, the same exact amount of hours we spend, the same practice plan, whether we're playing UC Davis, whether we're playing Colorado State, or whether we're playing Ohio State. We have the same practice plan, the same practice schedule, the same amount of work put in, because that's the only way I believe you should do it. In the NFL, you don't prepare differently for a team that might be 0-9, another team that might be 9-0. You show up to work, you get there at the exact same time, you leave extremely late, you do it again over and over and over, and you hold the players to a standard that we have to worry about ourselves. And if we play really well ourselves, then we're in a good spot. And if we don't play really well, it doesn't matter if we're on the road or if we're at home. It doesn't matter who we're playing. We're not going to win.
What makes Adam Muhammad such a dynamic kickoff returner for you guys?
Well, he fits all the criteria of being big, strong, and fast. So, you know, he's got all those elements. He's got a great size for a running back. He's extremely powerful, and he's explosive. So if you can break a couple tackles and you got good vision, which running backs usually do, it gives us a chance to be able to put him back there and not just have a bunch of touchbacks, but have the ability to get the return game going.
He got so many of those first-team reps this spring and fall when you guys were kind of protecting Jonah. How have you seen that experience translate in these first couple weeks of the season?
Yeah, you know, he started the third series of the game. He started the first series of the second half. Adam it's almost an identical progression with Jonah. Adam's a true sophomore. When Jonah was a true sophomore, this is exactly the progression that we had with him when we had DJ and Mike. And it allowed Jonah to really grow into his own. And then, you know, when Jonah became a junior, DJ and Mike moved on to the NFL. And then Jonah became the guy, and then there's guys underneath him. And it's really nice to see the progression continue that way.
Jedd, when you develop younger guys, is this one of the games that you really target, or maybe you give those guys a little bit more during the week because they can play a little bit more, knowing that those reps can help you impact later in the year?
Yeah, I don't do that. We don't do that here. If we practice the same way, we don't. I tell our team that our expectation is every game goes down to the last second and a field goal, and we prepare that way. And it's their job as players to make sure that doesn't happen in any game we play. But we always prepare the same way. Our players do get developed. Our younger players, we scrimmage, twice a week. Our younger players are practicing with us. But we don't take anyone lightly, and we don't believe in any way, shape, or form that we would not prepare the guys that have been the starters, that are the starters, to continue to be the starters for this game. Okay? Thanks, guys. We'll see you after the game. Appreciate it.
Coach.